One of the most exciting parts of every NFL season is seeing how that year's rookies perform. There's always a spectrum, ranging from guys who were injured or were disappointing, to guys who balled out and looked like future stars. And then there were the few who were so spectacular, they became one of, if not the best player at their position instantly.
For Moss, he juggles, he's got a touchdown!
In today's video, we will cover the best rookies of all time by position. This will be part 1, covering the offensive side of the ball. But first, this video is sponsored by Policy Genius. Perhaps you're like me and getting to that age in life where you have to think about stuff like life insurance. And if that's the case, here's why you should consider Policy Genius. Policy Genius is an insurance broker that makes it easy to compare quotes from over a dozen top insurers all in one place. This could ultimately save you 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. Imagine saving $1,300 or more per year on life insurance just by using Policy Genius to compare policies. Along with thousands of 5-star reviews and recently having their award-winning policy rated number 1 by Forbes Advisor, eligible applicants can get covered in as little as a week. Getting started is easy. You'll be figuring out how much life insurance you need and also comparing personalized quotes in minutes. Plus, they handle all the paperwork and schedule for free with no extra fees. So head to policygenius.com/KTO to get started right now. Policy Genius. When it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right. Okay, let's kick things off with the men under center.
With time, all day to throw, now flushed out, throws on the run, throws there, touchdown, Pittsburgh!
A while back, I made a video talking about the greatest rookie quarterbacks to ever play. There was Ben Roethlisberger, who went 13-0 in the regular season as a starter back in 2004. Cam Newton was a freight train, putting up over 4,700 total yards and 35 total touchdowns. 2012 was loaded with 3 Pro Bowl level quarterbacks: Russell Wilson, who was insanely efficient and went undefeated at home, Andrew Luck, who completely turned around the Colts, and RG3, who won Rookie of the Year and was pretty much unstoppable. In 2016, we had the surprise story out of Dallas with 4th round pick Dak Prescott, who still holds the highest quarterback rating by any rookie ever. And lastly, Baker Mayfield, who joined a 1-31 Hugh Jackson-led Browns and set the all-time rookie passing touchdown record. This was a video I published back in 2019, and since then, there has been another quarterback who may be at the top of this list.
Seconds left in the third. Stack the receivers. Herbert a deep drop off his back foot. Puts it out there. It's caught, and he's gone. Jalen Guyton to the house.
Entering the 2020 NFL Draft, the 6'6", strong-armed Justin Herbert was seen as the 3rd best quarterback coming out of college. Herbert had the highest ceiling of any quarterback prospect. He was seen as a true boom or bust, and many analysts felt that he looked more like a bust.
To me, Justin Herbert, he could potentially be one of the biggest mistakes of the draft.
The Chargers went on to draft Herbert 6th overall, and with Tyrod Taylor on the roster, they were hoping to give Herbert some time to learn behind the veteran, only to have things go terribly wrong for Tyrod. An accidental punctured lung by the team's doctor had unexpectedly thrust Herbert into the spotlight. He surprised many by throwing for over 300 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns. From there, he only continued to excel, going on to set the rookie quarterback record for touchdowns and total completions in a single season. When you look at all his 2020 numbers, along with the records that he set, it's already an impressive resume for the best rookie quarterback ever. But this next stat is what truly makes that year so amazing. The 2020 Chargers had the worst rated offensive line in the entire league, according to Pro Football Focus. They could not run the ball well at all, considering they had no feature back and nearly finished dead last in yards per attempt. Yet Herbert did what he did and went on to win Rookie of the Year. Just incredible. Okay, now let's pivot to running backs. There have been quite a few dominant rookie runners that have reached over 1,300 yards in a single season. Some even led the league in rushing and went on to become Pro Bowlers. Names like Barry Sanders, Earl Campbell, Adrian Peterson, Zeke Elliott, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt, and Alfred Morris come to mind. Then there was the sheer dominance of Gale Sayers back in the 1960s, who did absolutely everything and did it all at an elite level. Some would argue that he had the greatest rookie season ever, but when it comes to Super Bowl era backs, one name stands above the rest. That was Eric Dickerson.
On the left side, Dickerson picks up where he left off. It's the bye-bye Blues. It's over.
Taken number 2 overall in 1983, Dickerson had massive expectations after his legendary career at SMU. The dude was just built different. 6'3", track sprinter type speed, and had fantastic elusiveness with the ability to run over anybody in his path. The Rams brought him in to be a difference maker right away, and he didn't disappoint. Dickerson would go on to put up a rookie record 1,808 rushing yards and 18 touchdowns. Then to top that off, he had another 404 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns on 51 catches. Comparing this to King Henry's historic 2020 season, you can see that Dickerson's numbers are just insane. Not only was Dickerson the best player on his team that year, he had already become the best running back in the entire league. That's quite a feat on its own. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the big guys. So, offensive lineman is one of those positions that's really hard to determine who was the greatest rookie. It's easier with modern analytic websites like Pro Football Focus, but that only accounts for the last 10 to 15 years. But within that time, there are 2 names that really stand out above the rest. In 2007, Joe Thomas became the best player on the Browns as a rookie, helping the team go from 4 wins to 10. He was also a Pro Bowler that season. Next up, we have Quentin Nelson. It's pretty rare for an offensive guard to be taken in the top 10 picks of the NFL draft. But with that said, Quentin Nelson in college looked like a man amongst boys. When the Colts drafted him, he was expected to be great right away, and he didn't disappoint. Quentin Nelson was voted as an All-Pro as a rookie, which meant he was seen as one of the top 2 guards in the AFC. He even received votes for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Considering that award would be nearly impossible for an offensive lineman to win, that's very impressive. In 2010, there were big changes happening in New England. An offense that had previously dominated through a more spread attack with the likes of Wes Welker and Randy Moss had morphed into an unexpected force. Rookie tight ends Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski had formed a connection with Tom Brady, and the Patriots offense dominated.
And the pass is caught on the run. Touchdown, Rob Gronkowski.
And Brady. Open man. And that's Aaron Hernandez, a rookie tight end inside the 20 and slashing to the right. Hernandez dragged down at the 13-yard line by Jonathan.
They became the best scoring offense in football that year, averaging 32 points a game. No offense in NFL history had been able to utilize 2 receiving tight ends as effective as the Patriots had done with these 2. With over 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns combined, this rookie duo of Gronk and Hernandez will likely never be replicated. But as far as the best individual rookie tight end, that would take us back to the 60s with Mike Ditka. Ditka was a delightful surprise in Chicago. In an era where tight ends were used almost entirely as blockers, he sort of changed things up. He was a great blocker and brought a toughness that intimidated opponents. But on top of that, he was a fantastic receiver. His rookie numbers still hold up today as the best ever, and it's not even close. I heard a quote in a video on Ditka saying that he was, quote, Gronk before Gronk, which pretty much sums it up perfectly. In 2020, Justin Jefferson, as a rookie, led the entire NFC in receiving yards. His 1,400 yards was the most by a rookie since Bill Groman 60 years before. That's honestly pretty wild. Some other notable rookies included Anquan Boldin, who is the only rookie to have over 100 catches. Considering how bad the Cardinals were at the time, this started to give them a promising future, at least offensively. Then, of course, there was OBJ. OBJ's rookie year will always be overshadowed by that catch, but statistically, that season he had was out of this world. In just 12 games, he went off for 1,305 yards and 12 touchdowns. His yards per game as a rookie still holds today as an NFL record. You could make the case that he was the best rookie receiver ever, but honestly, it's kinda hard to put him over this guy. Randy Moss changed the landscape of the deep ball instantly. The Vikings figured out in game number 1 that they could throw to him in the end zone and he was going to get it. With 2 touchdowns in his debut, this was a sign of things to come. He was simply unstoppable, which made the Vikings one of the toughest teams to play in 1998. A rookie record 17 receiving touchdowns will probably never be broken, and it currently stands today as the 6th all-time by any player. Oh, look who happens to be the all-time record holder there as well. Man, no matter how talented rookies today are, there's only one Randy Moss.
First down from the 48-yard line. Randall going deep again, adjusting his Moss, and then Randy Moss squeezes his way into the touchdown.
It is unbelievable. He just throws it up, and these guys catch the football. This is like a circus out here with these guys.
Randy Moss is the best young receiver that I have seen, maybe ever.